Hello, everybody. Welcome along to Richard Osman's House of Crimes. It's like Richard Osman's House of Games. There's a little pun on the title there. I hope you've enjoyed this locked-up festival. It's raised thousands and thousands of pounds already for the Trussell Trust, which is brilliant. Well done to Luca and Steve for all that. Now, though, we have a real treat. We have four of the finest crime writers in the world. They have sold over 50 million books between them. Don't look it up. You have to just believe me. Shall we meet them all? They are, first of all, Mr. Mark Billingham. Hello, Mark.
Hello, Richard.
Now, you are an ardent quizzer, right?
I do love a quiz. There's no point denying it. I do.
So if you lose, it's going to be particularly funny.
I won't sleep.
Excellent. Perfect. Don't forget, of course, Mark has to be up. He's in the pub at 6 a.m. tomorrow. So we'll try not to. From North London, which is where I assume you always are, Mark, we're going across the Atlantic to Shari Lapena. Hello, Shari.
Hi.
Where are you, tell us?
I'm in Toronto, Canada.
Oh, that's a bit better than...
I am not in America.
Yeah, you lucky thing.
Yeah.
I think we can all be thankful that none of us are in America.
Yeah.
Shari,
we're locked down, but we're not that locked down.
Shari just said to me before this recording started, we don't do quizzes in Canada, which I think is probably not true.
Well, I mean, not the way you guys do it.
Well, you'll see. Unprofessionally is the way we're going to do it. From Toronto to the loft of Imran Mahmood's house. Hello, Imran.
Hello, Richard. How are you?
I'm really well, thank you. Now, part of this festival, Waterstones are giving 25% off the books of all the participants. So if you pay for your ticket, you get 25% off. Imran, can you point us in the direction of your latest?
It is called You Don't Know Me, and it is in the bookshops. Some of them, all of them. It's in all of the bookshops, all around the world.
That is a hell of a pitch. It's called You Don't Know Me, and it is in the bookshops. That's all we need, right? You've been on one of those training courses, right? One of those pitching training courses.
I have. I've been on the whole media training thing. I'm an expert now.
Excellent. And finally, at last, we have royalty. Dame Denise Mina. Hello, Denise. How are you?
Hello, I'm good, Richard. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm assuming you're in Scotland, but perhaps I'm stereotyping.
I'm in Scotland, and yes, I'm in Scotland, and yeah, I'm glad we're not in America, but I wish you were all in Scotland because I think we're kind of running things a bit better up here.
I wish I was in Scotland.
Yeah.
We all wish we were in Scotland, but we're not.
We all wish.
Get on with the quiz, everybody.
Okay.
We are going to play a series of rounds here. Okay, the winner at the end is going to win £400,000. That's the. Not guaranteed. Not guaranteed, but that's what I'm hearing. That is what I'm hearing. We'll start with hello everyone at home as well. By the way, do play along. See if you can score better than the people we have here. I was going to say in the studio. We're not in the studio. We're in a series of houses. Our first round is called Mouse of Games. Now, in Mouse of Games, what we do, we take the name of a book and we change it by one letter. Okay, I then give you the synopsis of that new book, and you have to tell me the answer. I'll start with Mark because Luca Veste has started screen sharing.
Ooh.
I'll start with Mark.
Okay.
Hear me? Good. I'll start with Mark. Now, Mark, I have this question for you. I've changed the title of a famous crime book by one letter,
right,
and this is the new synopsis of that. Now, I don't think it's going to come up on my screen, so I'll read it off my phone because I am a professional. So, Mark, what is this book, please? DCI Jane Tennyson casts doubt on the validity of the music of the likes of Dizzy Rascal and Stormzy.
Is it Grime Suspect?
Crime Suspect, change the P to G. Grime Suspect.
Crime Suspect.
Very well done. Mark, here is your second one. Do you see how it works, everyone else?
Okay.
Mark, this Copenhagen heroine is an expert on nasal mucus. Copenhagen heroine is an expert on nasal mucus. So taking a very famous book, it was a huge hit book.
Yes. Put your hand down, Mina.
Can you think? Oh, Denise got it. Denise knows it.
Which is a very famous book, which I obviously should know. And I know what the nasal mucus is. Snot in the dark.
this was a quiz of what is nasal mucus, I have no doubt you'd win. I'll give. Denise, I don't think Mark's going to get it. Would you like to jump in here?
Yeah, Miss Mila's feeling for snot. Instead of, yeah, you did know it, Mark.
Not. We changed the W to a T as a point to Denise Mina. I'm going to keep the scores as well. We move on now to Shari. Shari, I have 2 for you. Okay? Don't worry. So, taking a famous book, change one word. Ruth wears heroin, knits the blackest cardigan possible.
You cut out there. Ruth
wears heroin, knits the blackest cardigan possible. So we need a Ruth Ware book, and we change one letter.
Blackest cardigan.
Essentially, what do we make a cardigan out of?
Wool.
So now we need
yarn.
No, I would stick with wool if I were you.
Well, I've read all her books. How come I can't think of the answer?
And it's black. It's the blackest possible. So it's not light.
Oh!
Billingham's in.
See, the problem with me is when I'm put on the spot, I just breathe.
Perfectly right.
Lifeline? Can I call up Ruth? I mean,
should we go to Mark?
No, give me 5 more seconds.
Stop playing for time, Lapena.
Ding,
He's on the internet.
Ding, ding, ding.
Come on. In the dark
wood.
Dark wool.
In a dark wool is the correct answer.
As soon as the pressure was off, I knew it.
That's the way it goes.
Did you really? Or was it when Mark said it? Because that's not really...
Often the case, as soon as you hear the answer, it comes to you.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. It's funny how that is. All right, let's try another one.
Shari, another one for you. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
These murders seem to be committed at random, but the little grey cells soon work out the connection to British national television.
Well, it's obviously a Poirot novel. Oh, Mark, stop.
Oh, look at Billingham. He's such a show-off.
Is he flossing?
BBC Murders. The BBC Murders.
The BBC Murders. That's a point to Shari Lapena.
Did I get it?
You
got it. I'm so surprised at myself.
You and us both.
I'm really chuffed.
Imran, here's your first one. Rebus is fascinated with the Bible John case and a prominent 90s band. You got this one at home? Rebus is fascinated with the Bible John case and a 90s band. We change one letter of a Rebus novel. None of your competitors have got it, Imran. That's good news.
Yes,
Two of them do.
They just stopped showing up.
What I really want is a different question.
You've got another one coming up. That's the good news.
Black and blur.
Oh, that's good though.
Imran, very nicely done. You have no idea how disappointed Mark and Denise looked right there.
I can see that.
Imran, here's your second one. Dennis Lehane's transcendental cop goes down looking for a foul. Dennis Lehane's transcendental cop goes down looking for a foul. Mark's enjoying himself. This will be 2 minutes. Another 2 minutes of Imran pretending he doesn't know it and then giving us the answer. You got this one at home?
No, I don't. I want to say, give me a clue. Can I phone a friend? Or...
Oh yeah, I'll give you a clue. It's a Dennis Lehane novel, and I've changed one letter of it. There's your.
I'm going to go for the famous 5 go hunting.
He's not, I'm afraid. Who else knows this one? Mark Billingham?
Mystic Diver.
Missed it. Diver is the
Brilliant.
correct answer. Now looking for a foul. Very well. We're having a good round here. And finally in this round, Dame Denise, here are yours. Was this the start of Tartan Noir? The eponymous detective solves the case, then decides to remove himself from public life.
Michael Vanish.
That's a good answer, though.
An answer to an entirely different question. So I'm going to give you a point for Michael Vanish. It's not the answer we're looking for. So you can still get yourself a point. Was this the start of Tartan? The eponymous hero solves the case and decides to remove himself from public life. How you getting on with this one at home? Should we time you out, Denise?
The start of Tartan Noir.
Start of Tartan Noir. It's a fun thing to say.
I haven't a clue.
I'm going to have to hand it over. Anyone else? Mark?
Laid low.
Laid low. Laid law becomes...
Oh no! I can't believe I did that!
Oh!
Stupid thing. I felt quite smug.
I'm never going to let you
Stupid
forget
thing
that,
to
Denise.
do. What a stupid thing to do.
I mean, listen, Denise, it's not your area of speciality. Come on, that's fine. Fine to get.
It's not as if I
Denise.
can serve him in a pub and have a blurb on the front of the book or anything.
Here is the final question of this round. Goes to Denise.
Right.
Set in Cold War Soviet Union, this is the first of a series featuring Detective Arkady Ranko, who is a big fat liar.
Porky pork.
Which answer?
Say it again.
No, you know what? Yeah, the answer I've got here is Porky Park, but I will take Gorky Pork.
That's great.
Gorky Pork.
So, Shari, are you understanding why we're so excited about quizzes? Because your heart, it's really exciting, isn't it?
Round one is
It's
finished.
just so banal what we're doing, but it's quite thrilling.
That's the end of round one. Here are the scores as we stand. Imran, you have 1 point. I'm going to call it a steady fourth place for Imran. 2 points for Shari and Denise. Our leader, early leader, can we catch him with 4 points? Mr. Mark Billingham. And we move on to a round called Size Matters. Now, has everyone got pens and paper here? We really should have thought this through beforehand. Beautiful.
Yes.
Imran hasn't. That's fine. I'll just ask you the answer first, Imran, each time, if that's all right. What I want you to do is give me a correct answer to the questions I'm going to ask you now, okay? I'm going to tell you a category. I need you to just write down any answer, but the point will go to the person who writes down the longest answer, okay? You'd also get a bonus point if you write down the longest possible answer. So a point for the longest answer, 2 points if you get the longest possible answer. Your first category is this. Give me the name, please, of any Agatha Christie novel. So the title of any Agatha Christie novel, the longer the better. And the person who writes down the longest one will get themselves a point. That's a thinker, isn't it? Look at these four. We'll mark straight down to writing. Look over there in Toronto, look at Shari. The focus. She's the Wayne Gretzky of quizzing.
The longest number of letters, most letters in it, you mean, Richard?
Or most words.
Yeah, no biggest fonts, Mark. What do you reckon?
Seriously, letters or words?
Letters. See, that's a much better way of asking the same question. Have a go at this at home as well. There's a few long ones that spring to mind, aren't there? But are you missing a big one? Put your hand up for me when you've written one down. Denise has written one down.
Is it longest with number of words or longest number of letters?
Denise, have you not been listening? We've already had a question from Mark and from Shari. You've just been, you're so focused. You haven't got over Laidlaw yet, have you? It's the most number of letters.
Okay.
Most letters.
I can't. Okay.
You happy, Shari?
Well, I have to count.
No, you don't have to count. We'll do the counting for you. Don't you worry about that. Happy? Is this literally going to be an hour of Shari counting letters? Because That's a show
I'm going to go with Murder on the Orient Express.
Oh, okay, I was going to ask Imran first because he hasn't written his down, but we'll take so.
Well, that was going to be mine.
That is 24 letters.
The Murder of Roger Ackroyd.
The Murder of Roger Ackroyd. That is 23 letters, so one fewer than Murder on the Orient Express. Mark, what have you gone with?
I've also gone for Murder on the Orient Express.
23 letters, I think. Oh, no, 24 letters, forgive me. And Denise, 24 is winning at the moment.
The Mysterious Affair at Styles.
Oh, that's a good one, isn't it? Now that, if it's more than 24 letters...
Is it?
wins you the point.
It might be.
It is 27 letters, Denise. A
Woo!
point
Good.
for the name. But was that the best possible answer you could have given? It was not. I wonder if anybody at home got this. It's very impressive if you did, because there is a 33-letter one, which I thought I'd written down.
Is it The Adventure of
I don't think I have. It is, 33 letters, but Hercule Poirot and the Greenshaw Folly.
I've never heard of that.
Oh.
Very
I've
well
never heard of that
done.
either. You're making that up.
I wrote, you know what? I wrote a brand new Agatha Christie in the time it took you to count the letters in your answer, Shari. That's what I was doing. That's what I was doing. Next question is this. The author and title, okay, the author and title, combined letters, any winner of the Theakston's Crime Novel of the Year, please. Author and title. So the longest answer wins a point. If you give me the longest possible answer, you score yourself 2 points. Anyone at home, did you know the Hercule Poirot and the Greenshaw Folly? Well done if you did. I hope people at home are drinking, by the way. It's a terrible thought they might not be. Theakston's Crime Novel of the Year. So author and title.
Ooh, this is
Are we looking for the longest ones?
Yeah, we are indeed. Yeah, the moment I change the format of this round, Imran, I'll tell you. And if anybody puts their hands up and says, "Is it most letters or most words?" I'm absolutely.
Sorry, Richard, is it most letters?
Oh, there it is. You can get away with it, Denise, but only you. Actually, Shari could get away with it as well. So Mark still has the lead. Hands up when you've written an answer. Hands up at home when you've got an answer. I won't know. Denise is in. Mark is in. Is Shari in? Or are you still thinking, Shari?
Still thinking.
Still thinking. It's the time difference, I think. You have 5 hours longer than the rest of us. If you can give your answer by 9:51 in the evening, that'd be perfect. I might have to speed you up, Shari, but forgive me if I do get to these there.
Give me a hint. Can I have a lifeline?
Yeah, I'll give you. When we get to you, I'll give you a hint. Okay.
Okay,
I'll give you
thanks.
a pass on this because you said really lovely things about my book. So, Shari, we'll come to you last.
It was a lovely book. Lovely book. Loved your book.
Thank you so much. I believe 20 Waterstones. Imran, what's your answer, please? Theakston's Crime Novel of the Year.
Can I go? I can't remember whether this was a winner, but it should have been. Can I go for The End of the Wasp Season?
By
Denise.
Yeah, interesting that. Well, I can tell you that The End of the Wasp Season by Denise Mina is, it's a lot of letters, Denise, for goodness sake. That must have been your word count pretty much done by the time you finished the front cover. That's very clever. Let's say that's, I'm not going to count that. Someone else will count that for me. Mark, what have you gone for?
Same.
The same. The End of the Wasp Season by Denise Mina. Denise, what have you gone for?
But I've said it's by Dame Denise.
Oh, you can do that.
Or more.
I think you can do that. That's fair.
I feel like a bit of a wanker, but I have also written The End of the Wasp Season by Denise Mina. Well, initially, I wrote The Long Drop.
That is, yeah. I mean, listen, we can all do the maths.
That wrong.
Shari, listen, you said lovely things about. What's the name of the book? Your latest book?
Oh, sorry.
By the way,
I think Mark has something to say. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank.
Oh well, can I give you a hint?
Yes, please.
I would maybe go for what everyone else went for.
Join us.
Join
us.
I agree with Denise and Mark.
Yeah, good. Yeah, interesting. I thought you did. I could see. Well,
Yeah, I knew immediately that they had the answer.
So you've all gone for the same answer.
Yeah.
It's a correct answer. Dame Denise did indeed win the Thick Crime Novel of the Year with that book. So you all get yourself a point, which is good. I'll add that on now. But have you all got yourself 2 points? Is there a longer possible answer? Mark Billingham thinks there is a longer answer.
How many letters was The End of the Wasp Season?
It's 81.
Is The Tenderness of Wolves by Steph
Penny. It's a good answer, but it is not as good as the best possible answer, which is the answer you all gave. Congratulations.
Hey.
2 points for everybody there. That is very, very impressive. Last question in this round. We are looking for the name of any of the suspects in the traditional classic game of Cluedo. So, do you have that in Toronto, Shari?
No, but people talk about it all the time.
Okay, great.
I've never seen the game Cluedo.
I might come to you last again, Shari,
Okay.
if that's helpful.
I wish I was British.
Oh, we wish you were British as well, because we see more of you.
I'd love to be British.
Well, I think a lot of British people would love to be Canadian.
Yeah.
No, but
You know what? It rocks to be Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've
It
changed
does
your
rock
tune.
to be Canadian.
She's
Everyone got one? You got one at home? I wonder if anyone's 2 out of 2 here with Denise Mina and the that Hercule Poirot book we've never heard of. Imran, who are you going to go for?
Can I go for Colonel Mustard?
You can indeed.
We have. If it's a game, we have it.
Yeah.
Jack worked up, isn't she? That's 14 letters long. Shari, what would you like to go for?
Oh my God, I'm blanking again. We have Clue. It's not called Cluedo. It's called Clue. Colonel Mustard.
I'll take that as your answer, shall I?
No, he said Colonel Mustard. I'm blanking. Is there a Miss Peacock?
Okay, you're going to go for Miss Peacock,
Yeah.
which is 10 letters. I maybe would have gone for Colonel Mustard there. Denise, who have you gone for?
I've got Colonel Mustard as well.
Colonel Mustard for Denise. And Mark Billingham, who have you gone
Same
for?
here.
Colonel Mustard. What do you think at home? So, Mr. Peacock with 10, Colonel Mustard with 14. So, a point each to Imran, Mark, and Denise. Well done.
I think I should get all of the points for that because I was first. I bet, and
You were first, but the others have written it down.
Everybody probably copied.
You're only going first because you didn't have a pen and paper, like a proper writer.
If you can see
Have you scored 2 points? Is there a better possible answer? What do you think at home? Has anyone scored 3 out of 3 in this round? The best possible answer is Colonel Mustard. 2 points. Well done. At the end of round 2, here are the scores. Shari, you have 4 points. You are in that steady 4th place. With 5 points, bronze medal at the moment, Imran. With 7 points, Denise. And 8 points, a 1 point lead for Mark Billingham. Well done, Mark.
Oh my God, I'm losing.
But there's plenty of time. It's only 21:56. The next round is called And the Answer Isn't. I'm going to ask each of you in turn a question, and I'm going to give you 4 possible answers. Okay, you just have to tell me the answer you think is correct. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
We will start with you, Imran. Here is your fact, and it is about P.D. James. Okay, so P.D. James was A, the daughter of Sid James, B, a cousin of Peter James, C, a descendant of Jesse James, or D, the grandmother of Duncan James out of Blue. P.D. James, Sid James's daughter, Peter James's cousin, descendant of Jesse James, or the grandmother of Duncan James out of Blue? What do you think at home? And what does Imran think?
I'm going to go for B, please.
You're going to go for B. You think that Peter James is a cousin of Peter James. What do you think at home? That answer is incorrect, I'm afraid. Anyone else jump in?
Duncan James.
Duncan James.
So you both think Duncan James?
Yeah.
You are both wrong. You are both wrong, I'm afraid.
Jesse
I
James.
can't-
Jesse James won?
Do you know what? There's 4 possible answers, and between you, you've given the 3 incorrect ones.
Wrong one.
She's the daughter of Sid James, not that Sid James.
Ah!
Don't blame me. These questions, by the way, all brilliantly done by Luca, Veste and Craig Robertson, so thank you to them.
Oh, that's a fantastic question.
You did a number on you there. So Imran, no harm done there. Nobody got it. Shari, here's yours. And we're back on Peter James. Peter James was once A, Princess Anne's boyfriend, B, Orson Welles' house cleaner, C, Nigel Mansell, that's a Formula One racing driver from the UK, Nigel Mansell's co-driver, or D, Twiggy's spiritualist.
B, Orson
So-
Welles' house cleaner.
You think Peter James was Orson Welles' house cleaner?
Absolutely.
Is the correct answer, Shari. Well done.
Oh.
Somebody finally scores a
Told me
this
that.
round.
Woo!
Denise,
Right.
here's one for you. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was asked to what? Is it A, stop sending letters of complaint to the BBC? Is it B, referee a world heavyweight title fight? C, write a Sherlock Holmes story exposing the Queen's grandson as Jack the Ripper? Or D, marry the youngest daughter of Tsar Alexander III of Russia? So complaint letters to the BBC, referee a heavyweight boxing fight, write a Sherlock Holmes story about the Queen's grandson, or marry Tsar Alexander's daughter? What do you think at home on this one? Good question. The thinker, isn't it?
I think I know this.
Oh, Imran knows it. He's going to be straight in if you don't get it, Denise. No pressure.
I think he was asked to write a Sherlock Holmes story exposing the Queen's grandson as Jack the Ripper.
Is that the correct answer? Imran, do you think that's the correct answer?
No, I think it's the referee thing. I think it was an American.
Correct answer, Imran. He was once asked to referee a world heavyweight boxing title fight between Jack Johnson and James Jeffries. Very, very well done. That's a bonus point to Imran.
Wow.
And Mark, final question in this round.
Mine was better though. The better story. It was a better story, mine. Not right.
Yeah, if only there were points for that. Actually, well, in our world, there are points for the better story, right? I mean, that's literally the whole game, isn't it? They give you prizes and everything. They might as well call every literary prize the better story. Mark,
Yes.
they're across the Atlantic for you. Harlan Coben once saw. I mean, that sentence could pretty much end anywhere, right? But Harlan Coben once saw A, Johnny Cash in a bar fight, members of the De Cavalcante mob shoot a man, US Vice President Hubert Humphrey naked, or Doris Day get a parking ticket. So Harlan Coben once saw Johnny Cash in a bar fight, members of the mob shoot a man, Hubert Humphrey naked, or Doris Day getting a parking ticket. What do you reckon at home?
Well, I'll kick myself if the answer is Johnny Cash and I don't go for it. But I'm not going to go for it. I'm going to go for Hubert Humphrey naked.
Before I give the answer, Mark, 25% off. Waterstone's very kindly giving 25% off all these books because we're raising so much money for the Trussell Trust. What book should people go and buy for 75% of the RRP?
That's the pre-order of Crybaby, the new book, which is out on the 23rd of July.
And it's the 20th novel.
Yeah,
Listen.
and it's a prequel to the first novel.
I hear it's quite something. I've not been sent a copy, but I hear it's terrific. So, Mark, you think that Harlan Coben once saw Hubert Humphrey naked.
Yeah.
Correct answer.
Oh.
Okay, Mark. I have a little note, notes under these things, and Craig Robertson, who obviously wrote the question, said, I can't remember why this was, but Harlan Coben told me, and it was a very funny story. I mean, that's, now we just want to go into that, don't we? That's the end of that round. Shari, you're still in fourth, but you're hanging on gamely 5 points. 6 points in third place is Imran. Denise, you are second with 7. Mark Billingham, 9 points. Still in the lead. Well done. He's holding that lead. We are now going to play a round where I need you to team up. Now, the player in last place gets to choose their partner. And the player in last place at the moment is Shari. Shari, which of these 3 would you like on your team?
I'm going to go with Mark, just because I know he's a quiz guy. And you're great too, Denise.
I mean,
I'm going to go with Mark. Right, Mark?
Literally going, yep.
Yeah.
That was a real test of Canadian politeness, and you failed it.
Which I failed, yeah.
Didn't say sorry.
So Imran and Denise, you're a team. Mark and Shari, you're a team. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to read you out some questions. You're going to write down an answer. There'll be a number, the answer. Okay. Imran, I'll just ask you yours first because you've got no writing down capabilities. I will then take the average of the team's answer. Okay. That will be your answer.
Okay.
So write down a number to these questions. And obviously the pair who are closest to the real answer win themselves a point. Here's your first one. In how many territories is Lee Child published? In how many territories is Lee Child published? So if you all write down an answer or think of one in Imran's case, and I'll take the average of both teams. And have a go at home if you're by yourself, just give an answer if there's a couple of you. Both give an answer and work out your average as well. I'm guessing it's not 4. That's my big guess. If I know that guy, he seems popular.
How many territories are there?
That's a terrific question. That's such an author's question. That's the first question an author says to an agent. Great news. We sold in Latvia. We're in 2 territories. You go, okay. How many territories are there? Has everyone got an answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've all written down apart from Imran. Okay, Imran, I'll go to you first. In how many territories is Lee Child published?
I'm going to go wild guess with 65.
65, says Imran. And Denise, to find your team's average, what are you saying?
Actually, can I go up?
40? Is that on
40.
90? 40.
40.
So your average is 52.5 territories. That half territory presumably being, I don't know, the Dominican Republic. I don't know. It's on 9. Mark, what have you said?
I've said 87.
87 says Mark. And Shari, you're going up or down from 87?
47.
47. That's nice because the average of that is 67. That's easy to work out. So Imran and Denise, you said 52.5 territories for Lee Child. Mark and Shari, you have said 67. What do you think at home? Are you higher than that? Are you lower than that? So whichever team is closest gets themselves a point. We know that. Lee Child is published in 101 territories. So the point goes to Shari and Mark, but it's like ashes in their mouth because of the fury in hearing how many territories Lee Child. You didn't know there was that
just said all of them. I have no idea how many there are, but
I think that pretty much is all of them.
yeah.
If there are any countries that are still holding out from Lee Child, do you think?
It's like Azerbaijan going, no, no.
Kim Il-jung is saying, never, never. Here's your next question. Write down an answer for me, this, please. In how many Agatha Christie novels does Hercule Poirot appear? I know he's in Hercule Poirot and the Greenshaw Folly. I know that. What do you think at home? By the way, anyone over 100 on that last question? Very well done if you were. It's very impressive stuff. But how many Agatha Christie novels feature Hercule Poirot? Again, the team with the closest answer will get themselves a point. So far, Shari's very un-Canadian decision to go with Mark has paid off. Will it continue to? Has everyone got an answer?
Yeah.
Everyone written down? Okay, Imran, what do we think? How many Hercule Poirot novels? How many Hercule Poirot novels are there?
What full-length ones are we talking about?
Just novels in which he features.
I would say 35.
35, says Imran. And Denise, what are you saying, going up or down?
29.
39, says Denise. So very close.
29.
29, forgive me. So your average is 32. Shari, what are you thinking?
I was going to say 21.
21, says Shari. And Mark, you going up or down?
I've said 18.
18. So your average is 19 and a half. So we have 32 and we have 19 and a half here. What do you think at home? I'll tell you now, one of our teams, see, when people put their averages together, sometimes they become spectacular. One of our teams is very, very, very close indeed, I would say. How many novels are there in which Hercule Poirot appears? There are 33.
Ooh, well
You're
done.
1 point out, Denise and Imran.
Well done.
Nonetheless, very nicely done.
Bet you're sorry now, Shari.
What's that? I'm sorry now.
You should have picked me.
I'm so sorry.
I'm not the idiot I look. No, don't be that.
I wasn't on the list, so.
You were so close there, Imran, by the way. You were well, 2 off. It's very, very impressive. Here's your next one. The next one for you at home as well. How many copies worldwide did the Da Vinci Code sell? How many copies did the Da Vinci Code sell?
Too many. You need to be more specific than that, though, I'm guessing.
The whole world? All languages?
Yeah.
Everywhere?
Yeah. All languages, yeah. Apart from French, because, come on. No, all languages.
Right.
All languages. What do you reckon at home on this one? Everyone written down an answer? I mean, it's a lot, right? It is a lot. Imran, what are you saying?
I think Dan Brown sold all of them. I think he sold all the copies he had.
Just the maths, if we could put a number on it.
I'm going to go for 90 million.
90 million, says Imran. Denise, going up or down?
$85 million.
85 million. You two are very close again. So 87.5 million, you're saying, between you. Mark, what do you think?
I've gone 47 million.
47 million. And Shari, going up or down from 47 million?
60 million.
60 million. So your average would be 53.5 million. So we have 87.5 million. We have 53.5 million for sales of the Da Vinci Code. What do you think at home? You've gone higher, or have you gone lower? So 53.5 and 87.5. Dan Brown's The Da Vinci Code sold 100 million copies. 100 million. Once again, Imran is the closest individual, but Denise and Imran again winning the point there for being the closest pair. Very well done.
If only we were better writers.
Thank you.
Here's the next one. It's your last question in this round. Okay, this requires you to do 2 bits of thinking, really. How many letters are there in the longest title of a Chris Brookmyre book, please? How many letters are there in the longest title of a Chris Brookmyre book? He does have wordy titles, doesn't he? He's no Dame Denise Mina, but he does have wordy titles. So far, Imran and Denise are proving a very, very strong team. Is that going to continue on this one? Oh, normally they don't mind doing a bit of banter during this bit, but they're all counting things up on their fingers now and trying to remember stuff.
Do we have to guess the number of letters?
Yes, please. Yes, please. You counting along at home on this one? It's only 1 round to go after this question. So every point is important. We go into answer smash straight after this. We'll find our winner, who, don't forget, is going to win £400,000. If I heard correctly earlier, which I may not have done because there's a lot of cutout on my Zoom. There's certainly winnings. Everyone written down the answer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Imran, what are you saying?
39.
39 says Imran. Denise, what are you saying?
23.
23, so it's a big difference of opinion there. So your average is 31. Denise, by the way, everyone else has plugged a book for this Waterstones deal. What's your latest that people can go and buy?
Either Conviction or The Less Dead, which is coming out in a couple of months. You can pre-order that.
No. Can I give you a note about both of those titles?
Mm-hmm.
Quite short, I think. I'm not gonna, I mean, come on, you've got to future-proof some of the stuff you're doing here.
I've been spoken to.
So all of those books that you've heard about are available at Waterstones, 25% off, and don't forget you're raising all this cash for Trussell Trust as well. So that's why everyone's here. So your average there is 31. Shari, the longest Chris Brookmeyer title, has how many letters?
37.
37, says Shari. Mark, what are you saying?
Well, if I've got the right book and my maths are correct, I think it's 32.
32, says Mark. So your average is 34.5. So 31 plus 34.5. What do you think at home? Have you been looking at your bookshelves? Have you been counting it up? Do you know the answer? The answer is 37 is the answer. So a point to Mark, but I'm going to give Shari a bonus point there for getting it absolutely dead on.
Nailed it. What is it?
A big point and ran away, right?
I don't know, I guessed.
I thought of that and then thought Attack of the Unsinkable Rubber Ducks must have more letters than that. A big boy did it, ran away, because they're all such short words.
And that's what it is. It's all fun and games until somebody loses an eye.
There you go. There you go.
Even I was thinking, that doesn't sound like it's very long.
Okay.
So well done there. A couple of points to Shari. So that's the end of our penultimate round. One round to go in Richard Osman's House of Crimes for the lockdown fest for the Trussell Trust. And here are the scores going into that final round. We have joint bronze medalists at the moment. Imran and Shari, you both have 8 points. With 9 points, it is Denise. A 2-point lead, 11 points, Mark Billingham. So it is very close going into this final round. Our final round, just like it is on telly, is called Answer Smash. Now, in this round, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I will show you a picture of a person. I will then show you a clue underneath, and you have to smash those two answers together. So if you saw a picture of me, and the clue was Shania Twain hit from the 1990s, the answer would be Richard Osman, I Feel Like a Woman. You take Richard Osman, Man, I Feel Like a Woman, you smash them together. Okay? So you put a picture, and you have to smash them together.
Do you write it down, or do we say it?
If you say your name, then I will count that as a buzz. Okay? So if you say, as soon as you get an answer, say your name. And I'm hoping you can see these on screen, by the way. Here is your first picture, your first clue.
I don't have a picture.
No, I don't.
I'm not seeing anything. Oh, here we go.
Ooh.
Tom Rob Smith thriller, child murders is Mark, yes.
Lee Child
44.
Mark said it first, and it was Lee Child 44. Well done, Lee Child 44. And Lee Child 44.
Can I have points for Lee Child 71?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. Let's see what we finish on, and I might award you a bonus point at the end if it's not. Here's your next picture and your next clue. This American cop show urged us to be careful.
Mark.
Yes, Mark.
Reginald Hill Street Blues.
It's right again. Reginald Hill and Hill Street Blues becomes Reginald Hill Street Blues. He's running away with this. Who would have thought? Here's your next picture and your next clue.
Ooh.
TV show starring Inspector Barnaby. That was
Mark.
Shari. Well, Shari said ooh.
Ooh doesn't count. I don't know the answer. I thought I knew. I thought I knew.
Val McDermid, Summer Murders.
Oh, Val McDermid, Midsummer Murders becomes Val McDermid, Summer Murders. That's difficult to say, isn't it? Well done if you got that.
Yeah,
Another point to Mark. He had a lead going into this, and he's got everything right so far. But hey, still all to play for. Here's your next picture and your next clue. Crime movie directed by Alfred Hitchcock, starring Ray Milland and Grace Kelly, and involving a telephone. Mark's not so cocky now, is he? Even I'm going to have to look this one up. There you go. Oh, okay.
Denise.
Denise.
Doyle, aim for murder.
I'm going to give you that. We allow this on the normal show, but it is Arthur Conan Doyle, M for Murder. That is, I'll give you that credit.
Right, okay.
Arthur Conan Doyle, M for Murder. Point to Denise. Well done, Denise. Here's your next picture and your next clue. Pandemic book resurrected by Peter May.
Mark.
Lawrence
Blockdown.
Let's take a look. Is that right? It is Lawrence Blockdown. That's a good name, isn't it? Next one. Football team supported by Val McDermid and Ian Rankin. Anybody? We're looking for the crime name, really, of the person.
Oh, Mark.
Imran.
Imran just got there before you, Mark. I'm afraid quieter, but first, Imran.
Galbraith Rovers.
Robert Galbraith Rovers. Is that right? It absolutely is. Well done, Imran. Yourself a point. And the last question of this entire quiz. You'll be delighted to hear, Shari. And it is this. 1960 comedy about new police recruits starring Sid James, Hattie James. Mark, of course.
Mark. Okay.
John Le Carré Constable.
Is it John Le Carré Constable? Beyond Constable. Well done, Mark. We come to the end. From Scotland, from London, from Lofts, and from Toronto. Thank you all so much for joining me. But we have one question left. That is, who is going to walk away with this £400,000? Now, I'm a professional television presenter, so what I do is Jeopardy. That's the way I do things. Going into that final round, it was so close. I mean, Mark was in the lead for sure, but anything could have changed. During the final round,
Not really.
Mark got pretty much everything right all the way through. And even when he wasn't first, he was the loudest. But if we add those two things together, his lead going into the round, plus his absolute avalanche of points during it, I wonder who's going to win. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the very first Richard Osman's House of Crimes in aid of the Trussell Trust is Mark Billingham. Of course it is. Well done, Mark. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And at home, well done if you managed to beat any of our contestants here. I imagine you did. Some of them, surely. Thank you so much again for coming and playing and giving up your time. Shari, again, tell us the name of the book we should be going to buy.
July 23rd. You can pre-order now, The End of Her.
The End of Her. Imran?
You Don't Know Me. But also coming out in January, I Know What I Saw, my new one.
Oh, that's it. See, now he's obviously had a text from his publishers during it saying, Imran, come on, raise your game, mate. You've got to get some pre-orders in. They all count for week one sales, mate. Come on, get them in. Denise?
The Less Dead in August or Conviction.
Lovely. And our champion, Mark Billingham, remind us again.
Cry Baby, which is out on July 23rd, but you can pre-order, or Their Little Secret in paperback, which is out now.
Lovely. Thank you all. That was absolutely terrific fun.
Cheers, Richard.
Richard, what's your book called?
Yes, let's talk about the Thursday Murder Club.
Oh, of course. It's brilliant.
That's Shari. That's very kind. It's called The Thursday Murder Club. It is out on September the 3rd, but you can pre-order it right now, and I would love it if you did. But
it is effing fabulous.
It is. It really is.
That's very, very kind. Order these people's books first because they're out first. You can wait for them.
Order all of them.
Order all of them. Come on.
You get discount.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, I speak for us all, I think, when I say it'd be lovely to see all of you in person very, very soon at a lovely festival, and everyone at home as well. I know this is fun and it's a good laugh, but it'd be lovely, wouldn't it, if we're up at, various different places, all having a drink in the bar, and it will happen soon enough. That's the truth. Absolute pleasure playing the quiz with you. Thank you all so much. Thank you all for watching as well. I've been Richard Osman. This has been House of Crimes. Goodbye.